Hi, my name is Emily Carter. I'm 24 years old, and I work as a marketing associate at a tech company called Silverline Innovations in Austin, Texas. 2 years ago, my life felt perfect. I had a job I loved, friends who cheered for me, and, most importantly, I had Nathan. Nathan, my college sweetheart, my best friend, my husband. We met when I was just 19, at a coffee shop near campus. He spilled his latte all over my laptop, and I was so mad. But then he smiled, this sheepish, boyish grin, and I just melted. That was the beginning of what I thought would be my forever. We married young. I was 22. Everyone said we were rushing, but love makes you bold, you know? I loved him with my whole heart. Every stupid, imperfect piece of me was his. I cooked for him after long days, stayed up late listening to his rants about work. I wrote him notes and hid them in his gym bag. I prayed for him before sleeping every night. I was that kind of wife, the hopeless romantic type. It was a rainy Tuesday. I still remember, the kind where the skies are gray and heavy, and everything feels slow. Nathan was colder that morning, barely kissed me goodbye. But I thought, maybe he was stressed. I sent him a silly meme at noon, like always. No reply. I made his favorite dinner, lasagna, but he texted, "Don't wait up for me." At midnight, he walked in, silent. His face was stone. And then, he said the words that still echo in my nightmares. "Emily, I know about you and Ryan. Ryan, my coworker, my friend. A guy I barely even talked to outside of meetings." I laughed. I actually laughed. I thought he was joking, some sick prank. But Nathan's face was deadly serious, his eyes full of betrayal. He threw his wedding band across the room and screamed, "I can't believe you would do this to me." I begged him to listen, swore on my mother's life. I cried, sobbed, collapsed on the floor, holding onto his leg like a child. But he wouldn't hear it. Some anonymous tip, a cruel lie, had poisoned him against me. He left that night, packed a bag and slammed the door. And just like that, my marriage was over. The divorce was brutal. He refused to speak to me directly. Everything was through lawyers. I sat in a cold, sterile courtroom, watching the man who once kissed every freckle on my face now look at me like I was dirt. I kept thinking, maybe he'd realize the truth. Maybe he'd come back. Maybe he'd remember the love we built. But days turned into weeks, weeks into months. I spiraled, lost 15 pounds, stopped going out, stopped caring about anything. I'd cry myself to sleep, hugging the sweatshirt he left behind. It smelled like him, cedarwood and peppermint. I clutched it like it was the last piece of him I'd ever have. Everywhere I went, I saw memories of us. The burger place on 5th Street where we shared fries, the bookstore where he bought me my favorite novel, the tiny park bench where he proposed under a bleeding sunset sky. Everything was a reminder that I wasn't good enough. At least that's what I thought then. One night, after drinking too much cheap wine and ugly crying over old wedding photos, I hit rock bottom. I stared at myself in the mirror, puffy eyes, empty stare. I barely recognized the girl looking back at me, and I thought, is this how my story ends? As a broken, bitter woman? Number hell no. The next morning, I deleted his number. I blocked him on every social media platform. I packed all the memories, photos, letters, gifts, into a big box, and I burned it. Standing there, watching the smoke curl into the evening sky, I made a promise. I will build a life so beautiful that even I won't recognize it. I started small. I took a pottery class. I joined a gym. I booked a solo trip to Colorado, first time traveling alone. I said yes to new friendships. I said yes to Friday night karaoke, even though I sang horribly. I said yes to late night walks under starry skies, and slowly, painfully, I found pieces of myself I didn't know existed. Work got better too. I got promoted to senior marketing associate. led a major campaign that made national news. My boss called me a force of nature. And you know what? I was. I am. Looking back now, I realized something. I loved Nathan with everything I had, but somewhere along the way, I forgot to love myself too. I made him my world, and when he left, I thought my world ended. But it didn't. It started. Today, I'm not angry anymore. I don't hate him. I just pity him, because he lost a woman who would have stood by him through anything. And I found me. To anyone listening right now who's been left, betrayed, lied about, please hear me. You are not what someone else did to you. You are not their lie. You are not their mistake. You are yours, and you are enough. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, this isn't your ending.